Anyway, Nancy's here from the Eddy County DWI Task Force. Hope you're doing well today.
I am. I just got a lesson in lots of equipment back here in this room. If you folks haven't ever seen this is quite a
mess.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah. Well, what I was telling Nancy is I have a big satellite dish behind the building. I have 2 dishes back there, but the big one, and right now I have 5 satellite receivers that get signal from that one dish, and now I need to add a 6th satellite receiver to that one dish, and I'm all out of ways to split the signal to feed a 6th satellite receiver. So I've got to work on that.
You know what I have in my backyard? One of those old satellite dishes. It's out on a post that the birds have taken up residence in.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking it's so in the way.
Yeah.
But what do you do with it?
I will tell you what to do with it. A listener to the radio station turned one into a fountain.
I already have 2 fountains.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So you don't need another fountain.
I don't need another fountain.
Yeah, he turned one in he on the ground and hooked it all up with lights and water and turned it into this really beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the birds live in that cone thing that stick out. So my husband said, until the birds are gone,
yeah,
it's staying right where it's at.
Well, you're fortunate it's birds, because sometimes it's bees and wasps.
Well, bees I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind bees at all. Wasps, I've never quite figured out their intention on Earth. Really? You know, there's just some critters like mosquitoes and wasps and rattlesnakes and, you know.
Yeah. What's their function?
What's their function? A rattlesnake I understand, but oh my goodness. Well, today, I would like to just bring to people's attention a different kind of impairment when you're driving.
Okay.
One of them is medication. When you get your sheet with your medication, be sure and read it.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it seems like an awful lot of words that's saying an awful lot of stuff, but if it says don't drive, don't drive.
Right.
That stuff can get you in a lot of trouble. So be really, really careful. And also illegal drugs. And I know we've talked about this before. It's not just alcohol that impairs us. It's all this other stuff. So be really careful, especially with your prescribed drugs, that you understand. And don't think that just because you feel just fine that you are just fine. We had a rather unfortunate situation happen on 26th Street. A gentleman was having a medical something going on, and as we were driving down the street, it was kind of out in the country, he was coming right at us. Wow. And we had to take the ditch. Well, we knew the man, so we turned around and went back, and he had a serious, but when I opened the car door at his house, he was like, he had no earthly idea anything had happened.
Wow.
And he had gone all the way from Main Street to out where I live, which is 3 miles in this condition.
Wow.
And he was literally, so even that, and I'm saying that and using that as an example, unfortunately he didn't hit anyone, but if you have a family member, an older family member that is having medical issues, the one thing that is the hardest thing in the world for a child to do for a parent or a grandparent is take their car keys away from them. Do it in the first place instead of the last place. We all know that, or at least it was for me, I'm just assuming it is for everybody, getting that driver's license when you're 14, 15, 16 years old, whatever it is the greatest thing in the world, and it's your independence, and you can get out and drive, and we all know that car can sit in that driveway for a month. But when you get in it and you go someplace, that's just fine. But when you get in it and it won't start, the world falls apart. It's like all of a sudden you've got to go here and here and here. Our mental status just kind of changes on it. Oh, I need to go there and I need to go there. But you can see what your grandparents or your parents or whoever, and if they have like diabetes or something, watch them and make sure as much as you can. And then when it comes time to take those keys away, you're not being the bad guy. You're saving that person's life and maybe someone else's, or even not their lives, but a major wreck of some kind. So, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
But you're right about reading the labels, because drowsiness is, I think, one of the biggest effects that a lot of these medications have. Going and getting your eyes dilated for an eye exam.
Do you know they don't do that anymore?
They don't dilate eyes?
No.
Why not?
I just had this done.
What do they do now?
They have all of these little machines, and they just put this little thing up on your eye, and this bright light goes off, and it sees behind your eye, and it takes just a few minutes, and then I went in to see the doctor, and she said, "Oh, everything's looking great. You don't have any problems." All this kind of stuff, and I'm thinking, and finally, it just got the best of me.
Yeah.
"Oh, you're not going to dilate my eyes?" She said, "Oh no, we don't do that anymore."
They saw what they needed to see. Well, that's amazing. Well, if they'd have had that technology 6, 7, 8 years ago, Mike Leach might still be the coach at Texas Tech.
Okay, there's a story there.
There's a story there, yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty amazing. Well, technology is always advancing. I mean, I found out my dentist had a 3D printer. I said, great, now you're going to start 3D printing people's teeth. And there are some things that they're 3D printing, but that's not that far down the road to where, you need a tooth or an implant or whatever. They're going to print it and glue it in, and you'll have your replacement tooth. But the point is, if you go to a doctor for some kind of a examination,
and
or
if
whatever,
they do dilate your eyes,
they do dilate your eyes, or you have to take certain medications or whatever as part of it, have a family member there.
Oh, absolutely.
To drive you back. Dental procedures. There are certain dental procedures that you shouldn't be driving, after you come out from whatever,
one good test on that is, if you can't walk straight, don't drive.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I don't know about you, I've had medical procedures where it was like, hold on to the wall and walk out of here.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I've always had a driver, but...
Yeah. And I think that's what we're saying, is that if there's anything, if you're drowsy, if you're taking medications that make you tired, or then your reaction time goes down, and that's when you get into trouble. So. And
many, many times you're not even aware of it. But be aware of it in the first place, that this is a medication that's going to do this, whether you're in the dentist chair or getting your eyes dilated. And anybody that's had that done should know better than to try to drive. Yeah. But sometimes we just think we can do it. Yeah. We'll be okay.
Yeah. I'm just going over there. I'm just driving down there. I'm not, but that's, how many times have our police had to respond to accidents at,
exactly.
26th and Grand, or 26th or 20th and Grand, or, even when there's traffic lights,
And for those of you that really don't even understand this because you don't take medication, it messes with your eyesight. Things get all blurry, things get all messed up, and there you are. Yep. All of a sudden, in the middle of an intersection of 26th and Main, for instance, and you just ran a red light.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe there wasn't serious injuries or something, but now there's a ticket, there's court, there's all these other things that you have to go through, and you could get charged with impaired driving. Yeah. Which is a place you don't want to go. So stop and think.
I've been knock on wood, pretty successful so far, but there's not a single four-way stop or intersection with a traffic light where when it changes, that I don't wait if there's other people there just a second to see, as the light's changing, is somebody trying to beat the light and come flying through there, because that's happened.
Many times.
Or on the four-way stop, does everybody understand the rules of the four-way stop? I was always taught that if two vehicles arrive at the same time, it's the vehicle on the right that goes first, right?
I just sit and wait till everybody gets out, even
Yeah.
if I'm first, because I can't. It's
Or-
what's the law? What's the law?
Or the lady in the SUV on the phone who always gets to go first.
Who always gets to go first? Who? Some people stop and have some wine before they go, and you know.
But people are, but they get in such, all of us do it. We get in such a hurry. And then we don't leave enough time. And then something happens. And then we have to hurry. We have to beat that light. We can't wait. Okay, the light's changing. You don't have to race through the intersection. Just slow down. But
No,
then
you
if
don't.
you don't, the guy behind you is trying to race. I can't tell you how many times I've ran through an intersection as a light is about to change, and the guy behind me, and I'm like, I know that thing went red after I went through, and that guy still comes on through after me.
And the other people have a green light, so
That's
they're
exactly
sitting
right.
there with their foot on the accelerator, and here you have a wreck
Yeah.
that didn't need to happen.
Yeah, we're not at a drag strip. As soon as the light
No,
goes green,
no.
boom, you don't necessarily have to just race out of there. No, these are really good, simple things to just take it easy and think about.
Are you really in that much of a hurry? If you are, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You should have left a little bit earlier. But then sometimes I say that, and then everything in the world happens as you're walking out the door.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
That
yeah.
happens.
Nobody's immune from this.
Nobody's immune from it. I don't know, especially if you have little ones. All of a sudden a diaper needs changed, or this happens, or that happens, or something else.
Yep.
But that doesn't give you reason to jump a light.
Yep.
That's dangerous.
Yep.
For not only you, but for whoever may be coming the other direction. Just hang on. That light's going to change.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
In the midst, say a little prayer or do whatever, talk to your kid. Just hang in there.
Listen to the radio.
Listen to the radio. You
Yeah.
know, there's good things happening on here, even if I don't understand it. All this stuff over here. Seriously, folks, if you've never been in here, there's blue, yellow, white, all kinds of colors of cords. Last time I was here, I had this in my mind when I got home, and I'm looking at my iPad cord and my telephone cord and the TV cord, and they drive me crazy.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Because I don't care what I do, they get tangled up.
Oh, yeah.